The time is just gone 8:39 a.m. as we continue our discussion now. October is an important month, very, very relevant, particularly for the people of Kashmir. 27th of October usually is commemorated as Kashmir Black Day. And this was on the 27th of October in 1947 when India invaded Jammu and Kashmir in complete disregard to the UN Charter and against the wishes of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And the last 76 years has just seen atrocity after atrocity, brutality after brutality, to the point of genocide that has been committed against the people of Kashmir. And while India today will be boasting the start of the Cricket World Cup, when the eyes of the entire world will be on India hosting this World Cup, when we've got countries from right across the entire world going, we're going to see spectators, and India is going to paint this picture of what a wonderful country it is. But certainly, when has comes to Kashmir, 76 years later, the atrocities still continue, and this is the reason why it is so important, why it is so relevant to commemorate this day. Like we see across the world, Nakba Day being commemorated, Israel Apartheid Week, but sadly, Kashmir obviously being observed by many to express solidarity and support, but it is not enough. And this is the reason why we are talking to Salman Khan, who is the founder and chairperson of the South African Kashmiri group, talking about the occupation of the Kashmiris, the forgotten Muslims around the world. Salman, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear brother Natai, and also all the beautiful listener of the radio station.
Yes, I've been talking about October, and every year October comes, October goes. It has been coming for the last 76 years, the commemoration of Kashmir. Yet, 76 years later, it still remains forgotten, Salman.
Yes, it is. I mean, in your preamble that you described that Indian invasion, that Indian illegal invasion of Kashmir land in on the 27th of October 1947 lead to a civil war and opposed the uprising that the Indian presence was not accepted by the people of Kashmir, including the Muslims. Those were in majority in that part of the world, which is the territory of 86,000 square kilometer.
Salman, can I just, sorry, Marv, can I just stop you there a little? Because you are obviously sounding a bit unclear. If you could possibly move around or just try and sort out this problem.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Hello, can
can.
you hear me?
I can hear you better.
I said that that illegal occupation brought a civil war in Kashmir, and that led to the India intervention. India went to United Nations to ask that there is a uncontrolled revolt, and they blame Pakistan is instigating that revolt. And then the United Nations listened to the both parties, complaining parties. The Nehru who took the issue of Kashmir after the invading, when the civil war was getting out of the hand, they go to the United Nations Security Council, and after listening to the Indian complaint and of course the Pakistan protest, United Nations issued the resolution 47 of 1948, which is very clearly said that India must actually vacate the land of Kashmiri people, bring the peace and stability, and the Pakistan also refrain from any hostilities. The both of them stop, and India accepted that this invasion is illegal, and they will be calling for free and fair plebiscite, which is a referendum where the people will be given the choice to either accede to India, Pakistan, or remain independent. And of course, the India is then from that
Yes. Salman, I think we're starting to lose you. Salman, sorry, Marv, we are
till
starting to
that
lose you a bit. Uh,
4 resolutions that Indian promise has not been delivered, and
Salman, sorry, Marv, can I just stop you there a minute, please? You are definitely, we are losing you. We're not doing justice to this discussion, and I'm hoping that you can reconnect or do something so that we can try and get you on a clearer line because we're definitely not doing justice to this discussion. Yes, in fact, we must apologize for that because it is clear that we couldn't hear everything that Salman is saying, and this is an extremely important discussion. But again, I'd like to come to the point that where the eyes of the entire world is going to be on India over the next few weeks, and especially with the Cricket World Cup that is taking place and painting a face, a completely different face from what the reality on the ground is in Kashmir, and also with Muslims generally in India. And we know Russia and its involvement in Ukraine. Russian athletes have actually been banned from all international competition, and we've seen it with the European Championships. We see it with many other athletics. We're talking about Olympics. All of that as a result of the Russian involvement in Ukraine. Now, for 76 years, India has been yet. India is a powerhouse, particularly from a cricket perspective, being widely recognized by the likes of the International Cricket Council. All of that at the end of the day, and India allowed to actually host this World Cup in the very country where they are committing all these atrocities. And I believe Salman Khan is back with us. Salman, assalamu alaikum once again.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is it any better?
Yes, much better, much better. Yes, Salman, you were talking obviously with some of the history, but again, I'd like to come to what is actually taking place right now. I cited the example of Russia and Ukraine, where Russia is banned from sports, Russian athletes right across the entire world in all the world major sports. Yet you have a country like India that has committed atrocities for the last 76 years. Today, as we speak, the Cricket World Cup starts, and the eyes of the world once again converging, focusing on India, praising India for what India is about to achieve over the next few weeks.
Yes, you are very right. Look, you know what? The sporting bodies, we have to start from South Africa. Look, when we are posing that South Africa cricket board should not host incoming months, because in November South Africa is hosting India for the like five test series and four one days in South Africa. We are opposing their hosting of South Africa from India to South Africa. But internationally, locally, I mean, that's agenda. Anything which affect the Western agenda, anti-Muslim or anti-African, it will be normal. It is, everybody talk about it. But when it's come to anything where all Muslims are oppressed or Africans are oppressed, it is not the order of the day. So I mean, that is unfortunately the situation is, as you are rightly said, that the Russian has been banned from entering into the Olympics. Russian had been banned for many other things. But when the same bodies and same powerhouses of the media keep it very quiet when it's come to India. So you're rightly so. But let's start this. The charity start at home. Let's see what we can do to stop India coming to South Africa.
Well, definitely, and I think also, looking at generally when it comes to commemoration, I mentioned that obviously Palestine, rightly so, we need to commemorate Nakba, we need to commemorate Israel Apartheid Week, but obviously on a larger scale, we need to have the commemoration of Kashmir Black Day coming up on the 27th of October, Salman.
Yes, 100%. I mean, like, look, we as your radio station, there are few radio station. Mainline is radio station controlled by the South African government, like a Lotus FM. You won't be able to raise the point what you be raising on your radio station. Unfortunately, our media has been captured. It's not the state captured. It's not the Eskom, the Gupta captured. Our media, South African media, has been captured by the Indian lobbyists for many years. Our DIRCO, our foreign policy has been hijacked and has been taken over by the Indian think tanks. So does our media houses. I can bet you cannot write an article in any national newspaper, because most of the editors and most of the ombudsmen are Indian, and they will protect to the teeth anything which is against India. So unfortunately, the only place that I can raise this issue and you raising the issue is our Muslim platform. Even though within the Muslim platform there are few selective, those who will still not talk about it being a Muslims and being an Indian, they will not raise. So we have a lot of work. We have come long way since that started in 1998. Our chapter, we have come long way. We chased the might of the Modi arrival within 48 hours from South Africa. He went to America. He filled the 75,000 stadium. He went to Wembley. He filled the 85,000. He went to He went to even Australia and 44,000 people. But in South Africa, having one of the biggest Indian community, 3.6 million, he could not get out of the hotel suite. He stay inside. He didn't had a no public like gathering. So, South Africa, we have done very, very well to raise the issue of Kashmir, but it's still in the infancy. We still have a long way to go. And rightly so, we should continue to build up to the 27th of October. And 27th of October should not be a ritualistic. As I always say to the Kashmiri activists and to the people, those who fight, it should be a religious thing. It should be our daily mundane. You wake up in the morning, as you pray for Kashmir, you pray for Palestine, you pray for Syria, you pray for many of the Rohingya Muslims. This should be our daily war. There is nobody. Our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he was the best of the best human rights defender and a fighter. So how do we as a Muslim neglect and disconnect from the pulpit of the mosque, don't want to talk about Kashmir and Palestine because it's a political issue? Islam is politics. And I think our Khatib and our Maulana and his scholar need to come on board and start talking about all the operation, including other operations around the world as well, whether it is in Nigeria, the Baffaria, whether it is the South Sudan, whether it is the Cameroonian. We need to, because our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was not just a rahmat to the Muslim community, he was a rahmatul alameen. So wherever the ugly head of the operation rear, as it was in South Africa, we all collectively by force, we need to oppose it. And you are rightly so raising the very important point that the India glorification will continue for the next month. The India will be hosting one of the biggest tournament in the world. And where is the opposition? Where is the protest? Where is our solidarity to the people?
Well, Salman, Jazakallah khairan so much for that. I'm sure as we get closer to Kashmir Black Day, we definitely will be connecting a lot more. But for now, we thank you. Jazakallah for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salman Khan, founder and chairperson of the South African Kashmiri Action Group, with us this morning. We're going to go for a break. We come back. It's time for Etiquini Secure.